In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to eat more and get lean. Welcome back everybody to a brand new video. Apologies, I don't think I uploaded last week. I always say like my uploads are Fridays, but do you know what? It could be whenever it takes my fancy. So you might get a video on a Thursday, you might get a video on a Friday, you might not get a video one week, you might get it the next week. I promise I will be uploading at least once every 2 weeks, but I'll keep you on your toes. The best way to do it, guys, hit the notification button and subscribe. And then once I do upload a video, you'll be able to see it then, and you'll be happy. Okay, so let's get stuck into today's video. I've been using Instagram a lot more over the last few weeks for kind of daily vlogs, that kind of thing, and I have gotten so many DMs from men and women asking how do they lose weight, how do they lose body fat, they need help. So I decided to shoot this video today and put a little seminar together today to answer those questions and to hopefully be able to help all of you guys as well who are watching to lose body fat while still maintaining all of the good nutrients that you need to be healthy. Okay, so again, for those of you who aren't following me on Instagram, I'll leave my name here if you want to go and follow me on Instagram for more daily kind of style vlogs. But for now, let's get stuck into the seminar. In today's seminar, we're going to look at how we can eat more and get lean. So the goal is to lose body fat. I'm going to show you exactly how you are going to do that, the right types of foods to be eating, the right portions to be having in order to help you to get to where you want to be. So let's get stuck into the seminar. So the introduction I've already kind of covered in the opening section of this video, so we're not going to dwell too much more on that. But let's look at other aspects throughout the rest of the seminar. So we're going to look at common practices and new strategies. And these are areas that you have maybe been doing already and other aspects that you're missing from your strategy to help you to achieve the goal you want to achieve. We're then going to look at your macronutrient breakdown as well. So the different types of foods you should be eating in your diet. We're going to look at nutrition simplified. So I'm going to break it down for you in terms of the right quality of foods to be eating. And then we're going to look at a portioning guide as well. So the right quantity of foods to be eating as well. Okay, so let's get stuck into our common practices and new strategies next. When it comes to our weight loss goal, a lot of people will focus mostly on two areas and they'll neglect two other areas that are fundamental in order to have the full circle to achieving the results that you want to achieve. So when you want to lose weight, what's the first thing you do? Most people, what they do is they increase their activity levels. So they start to exercise, they start to go for walks, start to go for runs, go to the gym, do fitness classes. So they increase their activity levels. Perfect. You're going to start to burn off more calories. You're going to start to see the body fat dropping. Then the next thing people do is generally they'll start to watch what they're eating. So they start to look at their nutrition. So again, now you've got two elements of your puzzle so far. Your body fat is dropping. Great. Everything is going in the right direction. But unless you can implement the next two strategies into your overall program, you're going to find it very difficult to get the results that you want to achieve. So the next element that people do struggle with or do lack in their strategy is accountability. So when it comes to accountability, if you know that you have a coach checking in with you on a weekly basis, checking in with what you're eating, making sure you're sticking to your program, you're less likely to stray off track. Or if you have a friend or a family member or someone that you're doing your journey with, someone that can hold you accountable for nutrition, making sure you're staying on track as best as possible, making sure you're getting up and getting your workouts done. If you plan to do 3 sessions a week and your friend is doing it with you, they're going to be giving you a call and like, all right, you ready to go? Let's get the session done. So that element of accountability is going to keep you on track and keep that consistency with your nutrition and your exercise in order to get you to where you want to be. And think about this as a lifestyle change for yourself as opposed to a quick fix. So the accountability element is huge to keeping you on track to achieving that goal. And probably one of the most important aspects of the strategy is support. Knowing that you have a strong support network, so be it friends and family supporting you on your goal and your fitness journey, having your coach there as well to support you, to answer any questions you might have, to adapt and change your nutrition and your exercise as need be as you progress through the program. So it's only once you can implement all 4 aspects of your program or of your strategy, that's when you're going to start to achieve the real results on a long-term lifestyle basis. So again, don't just think about losing weight as exercise and nutrition. It is a 4-part process, and once you implement all 4 aspects, that's when you'll achieve results. So let's look at the next section, our macronutrient breakdown. So when it comes to nutrition, guys, there's 3 main food groups when it comes to nutrition. Can anybody tell me what they are? Okay, so macronutrients, or macros as you may have heard of them before. The first one we're going to look at is protein. So again, protein is essential for our building block of muscle and maintenance of lean muscle tissue and bone density. So we need adequate levels of protein in our diet. Second then is carbohydrates. So I'm sure we've all heard of carbohydrates at some stage in our lives. Generally, carbohydrates get a bad rap, but carbohydrates are not bad for you. And for disclaimer, there is no such thing as bad food. And just to kind of drill this into your head, good food, bad food, there's no such thing. Food is food. It's probably better to say more nutrient dense food than bad food. So don't equate a negative to food. All food is good. Some is just more nutrient dense than others. So carbohydrates are not bad for you. You can still have them, but I'm going to teach you about the right portions to be having of that food group. And then the last one is fats. So your 3 main macronutrients is proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. Are we all with me so far? Brilliant. Okay, next slide. So you want to aim to have each one of these food groups in each of your meals throughout the day. So I'm not going to give you exact figures and calculations and calories to be eating, but if you think about this as a simple portioning guide, each meal you should be aiming to have each one of these in your food group, in your meals, you'll be well on track to achieving your goals. The next aspect we're going to look at is the macronutrient breakdown. So in terms of this section here, I'm going to give you certain percentages of what you want to be able to have in each meal, but these can vary differently. So this is just my opinion of what the kind of best choice is to lose body fat. So 40% of your meal should be protein based. So again, that's going to help you to feel fuller. It's going to give you help to maintain muscle mass while you're in that slight calorie deficit in order to lose the body fat. Then your carbohydrates are going to be about 30% of your meal. So 30% of it is going to be carbohydrates, and then 30% of it is going to be fats. Okay, so it equals to 100% in total. So again, 40% of it is protein. So majority is protein, and then it's going to be higher protein, higher fats, and then lower carb source. That's going to help you to get all of your macronutrients in the right portions and still drop body fat. So let's look at the nutrition simplified then, so the quality of the food. So this is important as well. So this is going to come back to your nutrient dense. Now, like I said, I'm never going to tell you that a food is good or bad, but I am going to say favorable and unfavorable. So some protein sources are going to be classed as more favorable, some are going to be classed as more unfavorable. But again, you can have either one. Just, I would personally say, try and go for more favorable sources as opposed to unfavorable. So when it comes to favorable, a simple trick to remember what a favorable protein is think about it as anything with 2 legs or less. So again, anything with 2 legs or less is generally a lean protein source. So the likes of your chicken, eggs, fish, beans, protein powder, they're all lean protein sources, so there's very little fat in those. Whereas if you look at unfavorable, think of anything with 4 legs or more. So you've got beef, lamb, pork. So again, they're all higher fatty protein sources. Now, like I said, guys, you can have either or, but try and stick to more favorable as much as possible. So some examples of lean protein sources. So like I said already, you've got your beans, you've got your salmon fillet, which is also high in fatty omega-3s and omega-6s. You've got your turkey, you've got your chicken, eggs, they're all lean protein examples. And then your unfavorable protein examples. So again, the likes of your red meats. So you can see here in the picture, there's higher fat content in your red meat portions. So you're better off to try and avoid, or not avoid, but choose the more favorable lean options as best as possible in order to get the best possible results. And like I said, bear in mind, just because the class is favorable or unfavorable does not mean you can't have it. Just go for more favorable. I cannot stress this enough. That's protein covered. Does that all make sense so far? Hopefully you're liking the video. If you are, give it a thumbs up, guys. Carbohydrates next. So again, we're looking at favorable and we're looking at unfavorable. Again, a simple tip to understand what types of carbohydrates you should be having. When you're thinking of favorable, think of anything natural found in nature. So your fruits, vegetables, your whole grains, beans, lentils, they're all natural whole food sources. Then your unfavorable, a simple tip is anything processed or man-made. So the likes of your sugary sweets, your crisps, your soft drinks, your chips, your pizza, biscuits, chocolate, all that kind of thing. They're all highly processed carbohydrates. So try and avoid those as much as possible. There's very little nutritional benefit to those or nutritional value to those, and there's no real sustenance to them either. Whereas if you're having more of your favorable options, you're going to have highly nutrient dense foods and you're going to feel satiated with better energy for a longer period of time. So that's your simple tips for your carbohydrates. And then your favorable carbohydrates, again, there's an example. You got Eat the Rainbow, so loads of different colors and varieties there. And then your unfavorable, again, the likes of your pizzas, bread, chips, soft drinks, chocolate, everything I've kind of said already. So like I said, just because the class is unfavorable doesn't mean you can't have it. Absolutely, 100% you can have it in moderation, but try and go for the more favorable approach as best as possible. That's your carbohydrates covered. Next, we're on to fats. So for your fats, again, we've got favorable and unfavorable. Quick tip for your fats, anything, again, natural, found in nature, so the likes of nuts, seeds, olive oil, coconut oil, avocado, they're all healthy fats. And again, your unfavorable then is your processed, man-made fats, the likes of butter, lard, margarine, so they're all higher, more processed fat sources, so try and stick to the more favorable natural sources as best as possible. And again, some examples of your good, favorable protein sources. So again, or sorry, not protein, fat sources. So like your olive oil, avocados, nuts. Again, like I said already, salmon fillet or salmon is a protein source, but it also is high in fatty omega-3s and omega-6s. So that is favorable fats. Then your unfavorable, the likes of your butter, lard, margarine. So you want to try and avoid those as much as possible, just in order to get the most nutrient dense food as you can for overall health and performance as well. So that's your fats quality covered. Like I said though, stress it one more time, just because the class is unfavorable doesn't mean you can't have it. It just means try and have more of the favorable as possible. Let's look then at the quantity. So in terms of the quantity of your foods, this is where a lot of people do fall down as well. The amount of food I'm about to tell you here, guys, you will not be hungry, or you should not be hungry by eating this amount of food. If you are, leave me a comment below and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have, but you should be very, very satisfied with the amount of food you're getting, and it should not feel like a diet at all. Okay, so your portioning guide next, the quantity, we're looking at protein. For both your favorable and unfavorable proteins, you're looking at the size of the palm of your hand minus your fingers and thumbs and roughly the same thickness. So again, there's an example. For your protein then per day, men, you're looking at 8 portions of protein per day, and women, you're looking at 4 portions of protein per day. Okay, that's your portioning guide. That's a quantity of protein you want to be having per day. If you do struggle at the start, guys, don't force feed yourself. Build up to it. So if you're a man and you're only getting 4 or 5, slowly build up over the weeks until you can hit that 8 portion requirement per day. And women, again, 4 portions per day. For your carbohydrates, then, your favorable and unfavorable. So for your favorable carbohydrates, like your veg, you're looking at 2 fists of veg per day. So even think about this per meal. So 2 fists of veg per meal, sorry. And then for unfavorable, you're looking at 1 fist. Okay, so men, for your carbohydrates per day, you're looking at 8 fists of veg per day, and you're looking at 3 fists of your other carbohydrates like your pasta, rice, bread. You're looking at 3 fists of your unfavorable per day. For women, then you're looking at 8 portions of veg per day, and for unfavorable, again, you're looking at 2 portions of carbs per day. Okay, so slightly less because you're going to need slightly less. And then for your fats, we're looking at favorable and unfavorable. So again, your favorable fats, generally we would say 2 thumbs in a meal, and for unfavorable you would be looking at 1 thumb in a meal. But your total daily fat intake for both men and women should be roughly about 4 thumbs of fats per day. Okay, so that's what you want to be aiming towards. And then, that's what you want to be aiming towards. So 4 portions of fats per day for both men and women. And again, final thoughts, just to kind of clarify it all again and refresh it all. So for men, protein per day, you're looking at 8 palms of protein per day. You're looking at 8 fists of veg per day. You're looking at 3 portions of carbs per day, so your starch or carbohydrates, and you're looking at 4 thumbs of fats per day. For women then, you're looking at 4 palms of protein per day. You're looking at 8 fists of veg per day. You're looking at 2 portions of carbs per day, so 2 fists of carbs per day. And then for your fats, you're looking at 4 thumbs of fats as well. So again, final thoughts just to wrap it up. Sticking to these nutritional guidelines as much as you possibly can will allow you to get the adequate amounts of proteins, carbs, and fats that you need to maintain lean muscle mass while starting to drop body fat. And again, remember, eat more and get lean. You don't need to be starving in order to lose body fat. Make sure you're getting all the portions that I've just kind of covered for you there now, guys, and you will feel a lot more energy, you'll feel a lot better, you'll maintain muscle mass, and you will drop body fat. And there you have it. Simple hints and tips on how to eat more food and actually get lean. So it doesn't have to be some really restrictive diet where you can't have any foods at all. You should be stuffed with the amount of foods that I've recommended for you to have there. So hopefully you did find this video helpful, guys. If you did, guys, give it a thumbs up so I can see. If you did like it, guys, you want to see more, leave me a comment below and I can do more of this style of video if you do prefer. And what else? Yeah, I think that's kind of it. I'm going to wrap the video up here for the week. Again, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll leave my name here again just so you can go and follow me there because I do more daily vlogs there. But until next time, guys, I will see you guys then.